Hi everyone, so I'm back with another layout, but this time I've decided to do a voiceover just because I like to sort of explain what I'm doing and the products that I'm using and just sort of chatting really, to be honest. So I'm using this paper from Papermania, Lost and Found I think it is. It's a very old collection and I've only got a couple of papers left, so I'm sort of wanting to get that used up, but I do decide on the acorn side just because I like the colours of it and I liked the acorns of it because it was September time, so I was going for an autumn sort of theme. So I go with that one, and I also pick a sort of distressed grey brown paper for the background of my photos, which came from Grunge Dreams from Craft Sensations. So that is what I'm using now to, go in the back of my photos, which I'm obsessed with doing at the moment. I never used to do it, but I really like the look of it now. So the first photo is just of the market town in Pickering that we had a walk around, and the second photo is a picture of my boyfriend with this monument that basically when he was a kid he used to always go to Pickering with his family, and they always used to sort of chase each other and make competitions about the first one to get to this monument. So he took a picture for his family because he hasn't been there for about 15 years, and I thought it was quite nice. So it was quite nostalgic for him to go there. So I'm just outlining the photos with this Dovecraft gold ink. It's not the greatest of inks. I wouldn't use it to actually stamp things, but I do use it for backgrounds and outlining stuff. So then I'm using a map just to cut out the sort of mini map of Pickering, and I really like the colours of it. I thought the colour went quite well with the theme that I had going on, so I cut it out, and then I decide that I really want it like distressed, so I do actually rip it all around the edges once I decide where I want it to go. So I sort of struggle with this layout a little bit because of the map. I really wanted that map on the page and I didn't want to make it much smaller, but I didn't want that Pickering title on it because obviously I was going to make my own title, so I have to sort of make the photos overlap that in order for that to be covered up. So I struggle a little bit with that one, but I do find a layout that I like. So again, I just go around it with the gold ink, and this is where I try and figure out how I'm going to cover up the title. So it did take me a lot longer, this layout, not purely because of that, but I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with it. So then I am gluing down all these bits and pieces, and I have been having some glue trouble recently. I just can't figure out which glue I want to use. I do like glue sticks, but I don't think they're overly sticky, and I do find that some papers do come up after a while, but then this PVA glue isn't great either. I do like my tacky glue that I have, but I am running out of it. But this PVA glue is good for strong pieces of paper, but for little embellishments and stuff it was starting to make things curl, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So now I'm just deciding on which washi tape I'm wanting to use. I definitely wanted to use the autumn one that I got from Etsy because it's my absolute favourite at the moment, but I wanted a green one to go with it, so I do decide on like a light green sort of glittery one that I think came from Craft Sensations, and I just use it to sort of outline some of the photo. I really like the look of photos being stuck down with washi tape, even though they're not, but I really like the look of it. So it really sort of makes me think of scrapbooking when I see things like that. So I just go around and stick them down, and although that autumn one is my favourite, it's not great at sticking on things. It doesn't like the glittery washi tape whatsoever that it's stuck down on. I have to keep stroking it to make sure it keeps down, basically. And then these little stickers from IKEA, there's like a little booklet of stickers. I just use a little gold berries just on the outline of those two photos. And then I get my creative paper pad book thing that has all these die cuts and stickers and stuff in there. I am trying to use up, but as you can see I've still got thousands left in there. But I do decide on like a little square that says every day is a new adventure. And as I said, I really like these packs. I've got all 4 of them, but there's just so many of them. I don't know when I'm ever going to be able to get through them. So then I pop out these little tabs. I actually only use one in the end. And then I get a little hexagon one, I think, that says love. And another thing with these things, as I said, I'm not moaning because they're $2.99, so they're such a good price for what they are. But you do have to go around and snip off the little bits and pieces where you pop them out from, because they do like leave little bits. And also sometimes the print doesn't match up with the die cut itself or the sticker, so you have to just snip off little bits of it. But it's fine. For $2.99, I'm definitely not complaining. So I'm just deciding on where to put them, and this is where I can't decide where to put this tab, so that I decide on just using one, because it took me ages to figure out where to put one. So I go all around the house basically until I find the sort of spot that I want, which is just underneath the photo. And then this one just gets left to the side because I can't figure out where to put it. What am I doing now? I can't figure. Oh, sorry. Yes, I am just outlining the little embellishments. I couldn't think what I was doing then. I'm just outlining the little embellishments with the gold ink again, just for consistency. And then, because I like this washi tape so much, I do decide on to put it right at the bottom of the page, just a strip right along the edge, just because I wanted more of it on the page, basically. And then I'm looking for some stamps to try and put down. This is a Secret Garden stamp collection from Dovecraft that I don't use, but then I remember that I got a autumn pack from a magazine that I bought, and I was really looking forward to using them, so I decided on this like big tree. But my acrylic stamp pad thing isn't big enough for it, so it does slightly come off the edge, but it's fine. I do make it work, and I use the black Stays On ink in black. And I do stamp it on this piece of paper, which is actually my water bill, I think. But I just wanted to test it out before I put it on the actual paper itself. And I'm happy with it, so I do decide to ink it up again, and then it goes wrong again because it just doesn't like the material that map is made of. It's like a glossy paper, so it doesn't fully come out. So I have to stamp it down 3 or 4 times before it does actually stamp all at once. But it works out pretty well in the end, and I'm quite happy with it because it turns out thicker than it should have been. But I really pushed down really hard and it still doesn't come out, so I didn't know what I was doing wrong. So then I had to like push down the other side of it to see if that was the issue. But I do like it in the end. And then I just used the little leaves just for the corners of the map. So I just put one on the top right, left, top left and bottom right. And then I stick down these embellishments, and this is where I realise the glue isn't great because that little love embellishment does start to curl around the edges. But I'm just trying to find a piece of paper to go for where I'm going to put the journaling, so I'm cutting it down to try and find the correct size. And again, I'm outlining it again with the gold just before I stick it down. And this paper suffers from the glue as well. It tries to curl. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I should have just used my glue stick, to be honest. But it's fine. It works out in the end. It's just a nightmare trying to figure out which glue you want. You end up with like 3 or 4 glues on the table, not knowing which one to pick it up. So then I go back to my book and I find these little borders. I just have to snip down the borders a little bit, and I put them underneath the journaling card, but I end up moving that because I realise it's in the way of where I want to put my title. And then I just have this other little border, I think it's little hearts, that I'm going to put just under the photo. And you can see me still trying to push down those embellishments because they just started to lift, which was odd. So then this is my little box of sticker flakes, and I get the autumn ones that I recently purchased, and I just wanted something. I'm not sure what I wanted, but I wanted like a tree or something autumny to go next to the big tree. And I do find the one that I'm looking for, but I keep looking just to see if there's anything else. But I really like these sticker flakes. I think they're so cute. And I get them all from Etsy. They're about £2 each, but you do get a lot for your money in there. So I stick down this little tree just next to the big stamped tree. And the box that I got my sticker flakes in, that is from Tiger. And it's really good because you can add loads onto it. Basically, you can just keep adding to it. It's not set as it is. You can just get little cases to add on, so it can be as high as you want. So then I use my little gems from the works, which are like a gold yellowy sort of colour, and I just sort of put them down next to the sort of clusters of bits and pieces. And then I use the Dovecraft glitter glue just to make like little leaves on the tree. You can't really see on the camera because sorry, you can't really see on the camera because it's so small, but you can see obviously in real life little glitter leaves around them. And then I do decide just to put little dots in the corner. So I use it in a dark green and the gold. And I really like these glitter glues. I think they're really good and they dry really quickly as well. I thought I was allergic to glitter glue when I was little because I used to get really itchy hands when I used it, but I seem to be okay now, so that's good. And I use these like Scrabble wood effect letters that I've had for years, and they're from the range. I think they're about £1, just to spell out Pickering at the bottom. And I'm trying to use up one sheet basically because I don't like moving on to the other sheet unless I'm really suffering, and unfortunately I run out of R's, so I did have to go into the brand new sheet, which upsets me a little bit because alpha stickers, you just end up with so many sheets of, you know, B's and F's and Z's and random letters that you can't make a word out of. But that's alpha stickers, and I'm trying to sort of get through them and use them and try and find different ways in order to use them without having to make words up. But yeah, so I just put Pickering at the bottom, and I'm just sort of pushing everything down again. And then I do decide on adding some more gems, I believe. Oh no, I add a little green tab because I wanted to put the date on there. So that is where I'll put the date on that little tab, but I move it a few times. So I'll put September 2020 on that little tab at the top. And then I think I do add some more gems. Yeah, I add some more gems, but then that's it. And that's the layout. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye.